See it, your people.
But part of the problem with this country, you have a whole lot of people who are talking about things that they don't know nothing about, A whole lot of uninformed commentary, and then the poor people and believe them.
Yes. Because, and then people believe what they want to hear in a rally.
Yeah, man. True.
Ask Rally how much money Andrew government has taken from the transportation in tickets. How much money did the government get from tickets?
They will protect $1 billion this year. Last year, $600 million. This year, they will protect a 40% increase to $1 billion.
That's why they raised the ticketing thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So they're going to take $1 billion. Rally, somebody had asked Thursday night, the PNP plan versus the GLP plan, what effect would that have on inflation?
Well, what happened is that the plan that the opposition put out, what that would do is to raise the amount of money that the doctors, teachers, nurses, and the middle class people have to spend. Which will lead to greater economic activity and growth once we put in place the strategies for reduced energy, drive small businesses, and then something. If I understand it?
Yes.
Yep. The one for their thing now, their thing will be more inflationary and to have maintained the same thing we'll have. Where few people are get rich while the majority of the people poor. So it's like hold back the economy.
And I heard an analyst saying that when rich people get more money in their pocket, they don't really spend it.
Them don't spend it. That's the next thing we want to make you understand. In our economics, we call it propensity to consume. So poor people have a high marginal propensity to consume. Simply translated, poor people have to spend more of the money on the purchases of goods and services, send them people to school and everything. Rich people don't rich already. So the more money them get, them save it.
Let me see if I can explain it a simpler way. Poor people like we always have more things that we want to do and we want to buy.
Yeah, because the rich have all of them have already.
The rich man buy all of them want to buy. No. So when you give more money, it's more money if you save it. I never like him the chart or nothing. I don't like we couldn't buy the clocks. So we get the money now, we are buy the clocks. I don't like we couldn't buy lobster and $3,000 fish. So we get the money now, we are going to carry out the family and treat them because we couldn't do it.
Yeah, man. Rich man fridge full of food already. He have 3 cars, he have swimming pool, and everything. So we give more money. He must say, I got Miami for vacation, I got Greece for vacation. That now come back to Jamaica, the economy.
I go on a 14 days cruise.
Yeah, man.
So
I must save the rest for the next generation. So then they'll come back to the economy and give the stimulus for the economy needs. That is why the man then said, we're going to deal with it so that the doctor then can have more money to spend, the teacher then can have more money to spend, the young people at the university can have more money to spend to buy them house and buy them car and them things we're down to the benefit of the economy.
Thank you, Raleigh.
There's not a fly-by-night thing. That's where we're based on fundamental economic principles. But them think I do something like a fly-by-night, something to buy vote. You get what I said there?
So, Fieval told us that it's going to cost $25 billion. How could you and what the virgin name who asked the question, Raleigh, what's name again?
Alan Words.
How you and Al get it so wrong?
Because we are follow the numbers them and we have the numbers them. She not have no numbers are the same as Julian tell her the same kind of pro box mathematics.
Raleigh,
so
thank you.
If you now vote for nothing else, we can't have that Minister of Finance down at the Ministry of Finance because she don't have a clue. Because all them things I want to tell about come out of the same budget publication where the Ministry of Finance people prepare. So
because
this, on the job.
Go ahead.
She's not on the job. Similarly, the thing about debt to GDP, we then publish it, and Courtney Williams publish it, and the Prime Minister know. That means I'm not on the work.
So, Raleigh, this same thing what Mark Wolin talk about, this thing here.
And most fundamentally, the issue really is the fact that we are coming to the end of the period of austerity, the period where Jamaica has been for 13 and a half years, steadfastly paying down debt. So that the debt to GDP ratio, which we inherited at 147% of GDP at the beginning of 2012, is now, in this fiscal year, projected to achieve the target of 60% of GDP. Once that happens, We no longer have to reduce debt as a priority. We just have to maintain that debt profile. That will release resources of 2.5% to 3% of GDP, which is close to $90 billion of additional resources, which no longer have to be part of your primary surplus target. So we will be able to fund our program quite comfortably come April next year when the fiscal year starts.
All of that Mark Bolin said a while ago is in their documents, the government documents.
It's in the government documents, the revenue statements, the fiscal policy paper, the expenditure paper, all of the paper that Nigel Clark put out before him leave. It's in all of them paper. It's in the IMF paper, it's in the World Bank paper, it's in the IDB paper, it's in the Bank of Jamaica paper, it's in the Planning Institute of Jamaica paper. They're not on the job or them lying to the people. One out of the two, which means we need to get rid of them.
Is it the reason why they are so attacking the 3.5 because it is a big thing and they think this might cost them the election?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just like how their 1.5 cost the PNP the election in 2016 because we were on the same trajectory, stabilizing the economy, and then tell the people them say the 1.5 will grow the economy by 5 and 4. But rather than do that, Nigel Clark continue the same strategy of paying down the debt faster than program for, and that is why they never get 5 and 4.
So that's why they missed the growth target because they weren't trying to grow the economy.
Yeah, man. Yep.
It was about paying down the debt for Nigel to look good to get a job at the IMF.
Precisely. So they continue the same trajectory.
Using the country's resource for personal reasons.
Yeah, what Mark is doing now is changing the trajectory. So we're doing enough of that now. We're almost reached 60%. A time for the people to get some food. Growth has to be the priority now, not debt servicing, because we hit the target basically.
So we just pay what we need to pay on our debt and move forward.
Maintain the 60%, yeah, and just move forward.
Raleigh, thanks for the... Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But its delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show for the first Tuesday of September. A September to remember. This September is going to go down in history big, whichever way you want to take it. One way or the other, it is going to be a big, big September to remember. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We are live on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. We are on Bro Gear Radio. Download the Caribbean Radio HD app. Yeah, man, and make good of it. Listen, radio with high quality. Radio in high definition. My name is Colin Bell. This is the Colin Bell Show. We are coming to you live from the studios of Portland Spice TV. We're coming to you from the studios of Portland Spice TV, located right here in Port Antonio, Portland, Jamaica, West Indies. Yeah, man. The most beautiful parish in Jamaica. Buju Banton said it's politics time. Nuts. Buju Banton says politics time, and tomorrow is Jamaica's 19th general election. And we are going to be choosing a government, a new government to govern this country. There are two gentlemen vying to become prime minister. One whose statutory filing is certified by the Integrity Commission, and one whose filing is not certified by the Integrity Commission. So, the promises are flying left, right, and center. And we put out a YouTube video. Put out a TikTok video telling people about the program this evening. And I want to thank everybody who have shared this video Really want to thank you. I don't know if 90,000 views is seen as gone viral, but looking at it now, wow, it's 103,000 views the promotion to this show has received. So let me play this promotion here.
Let me tell you something about this increase of minimum wage by 100%. If minimum wage is increased to $32,000 a week, your KFC big deal price will also double. Mark my word. And let me show you a quick example. In 2016 or 2015, a pound of chicken was between $150 and $230 a pound. Yeah? So $6,500 at $150 could buy 43 pounds of chicken. Pound of chicken now is between $350 and $450 a pound. At $400 a pound, minimum wage is $16,000 now, can only buy 40 pounds of chicken. So in 2016, the minimum wage could buy more chicken than what the minimum wage can buy now. Just imagine when minimum wage get to $32,000, a pound of chicken will cost you about $800 to $1,000. Come to school this Tuesday evening, the 2nd of September, on Portland Spice TV, when we will break down Andrew Holness madding out. Man, I'm mad out.
All right.
Yeah.
He's out. So, the Prime Minister of Jamaica said that he's going to increase minimum wage within the next term gradually to $32,000, $6,200 a day. That would be the minimum wage you should pay legally in Jamaica. And I hear some people say, yeah. And I said to them, "You're not crazy. The higher minimum wage gets, it shows that the country's economy is not growing. What we need to do is not deal with a minimum wage, but a maximum return. Maximum potential. Because one of the problems that we are having in Jamaica, my listeners and viewers, is that our economy is not growing. The Jamaican economy has grown by 0.8% for the last decade. And therefore, cost of living is getting higher. So like I said, if we raise minimum wage, let's say by 2030 we are at $32,000, it means that the price of all basic food items will double. What we need to do is start bringing down prices. How are you going to do that? You have to produce more, import less, export more, earn more foreign exchange, spend less foreign exchange. Yeah? That's what we need to do. So, one of the things that we have to look at is the value of your money, your purchasing power. Yes, your minimum wage is $32,000, but what can $32,000 buy? Your minimum wage was $6,500 in 2015. And what I am challenging anybody on is that the $6,500 had more purchasing power than the $16,000. Is that what you have to understand now? Like, it's like when a country starts a $5,000 bill and $10,000 bill. and $20,000 bill, it means your dollar have less value. Yeah? America don't even have a $500 bill. You understand? Jamaica have 5,000. We have 100, 500, $1,000 bill, $2,000 bill, $5,000 bill. When you have that, it shows that your dollar lacks value. You hardly even see a 100 English pound. Those money have value. So it's just like when you reach minimum wage at $32,000, I'll tell you that your economy is in shambles. So making that promise to take minimum wage to $32,000 tells me, and any well-thinking person who's understanding the economy. Hold on. Somebody has said the biggest currency in England is £50. Serious? So, what me I try to explain to you is that when the Prime Minister tell you that, what you should take from that is that the Prime Minister don't have any vision of how he's going to grow the Jamaican economy. We need to start seeing growth of 3%, 4, 5, and then we don't get below 5%. So we need to start seeing. So I am here this evening, and I'm going to call Ralston in a minute, pleading to all of you to make sure that you understand what is on offer. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show, Caribbean Radio.
Evening, Colin.
Yes, Marshall.
I'm glad you understand this topic, you see?
Yes.
You remember when Hardly Shaw promised to double the minimum wage?
Yes.
How much was the minimum wage then?
What were we at that time? About $4,000?
No, man. A more. I think the minimum wage was between $8,000 to $9,000.
So it was when did he promise that? Because under our last administration, when we were last there, it was 6,500.
Yeah, something. But nevertheless, you remember where he was when he promised to double the minimum wage?
No, I don't remember where he was.
I'm going to say to the same place where Andrew will stand up and promise to double the minimum wage now.
Spanish Town?
Yes, it was in Spanish Town.
Oh?
Similar spot.
So
Hardly Shaw promised to double the minimum wage. It was the same place, and it was Hardly Shaw who made the promise.
Oh, this
time. From him promised to double the minimum wage currently is what, 16,000?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more than.
And if me I remember right, if my memory is right, it not double yet. Or if it double yet, it must have just double.
Which year was that?
That is what the thing just. But it was Hardly Shaw, and I think it was Hardly Shaw.
I don't.
Last year.
Which year was that, Marsh?
I don't remember, man, but him did a finance minister.
Oh, so, well, he wasn't finance minister going into the 2020 election, no. That was Nigel Clark.
I can't remember, but him promised.
Or he promised to double nurses' pay. He did promise to double nurses' pay, you know.
Yes, man. Yes. And all of those things. But I remember the minimum wage one. It's same place where Andrew will stand up and tell me. Now say, am I going to double this? And then there's a half-wit. That controls some pharmacy in Jamaica. And that half-wit, me must celebrate the greatest news in the campaign.
And him not like it, you know?
He not like it.
Because what I can tell people is that once you double the minimum wage you are talking about, you know. You double minimum wage, cost of living are double.
It's of course.
So like I said in the video, your KFC big deal is going to be double.
Yes.
A breakfast at any one of your regular kitchen, cook shop, is going to be double. And they're going to have less people working.
Listen, if you have a pan or a basin of water and you drop certain size object in that water, you know what is going to happen?
Going to overflow.
At you.
Yeah.
People must start think. Make Andrew Warnes go to hell. Maybe this last round of stupidness he might go talk as a prime minister. And Andrew Warnes, and no Andrew Warnes talk stupidness, you know. And I said to somebody, maybe have the eucalyptus moment. Remember, Sir Andrew Warnes did so when him small and grandmother used to hold him down and throw eucalyptus oil down his throat, you know.
Wicked and dreadfully.
My God. It's the same Andrew Warnes who when him hallucinate. Instead of him hear dead baby crying, you know.
And he can't hear the 24, you know. I know him not hear this 24 crying.
Yeah, you know about guinep, you know about sweet guinep and sour guinep. You know anything called wild guinep?
Wild guinep no beer.
Well, him used to walk up and down a Spanish town, a riverside, and a pick all wild guinep.
Oh.
Enough nonsense Andrew Warnes talking, you know, and the man just continues to talk this stuff. All right. You know what a paper can lick you till you turn fool? Paper.
Well,
paper can lick you in the head and turn you fool, you know.
Me hear Damien say for the first time a piece of paper is going to be charged for murder in Jamaica.
Yes. Yes, well, at the same place may I go. Because the man take out the paper and he take out the paper, lick Andrew Warnes, being born a Jamaican and make you a Jamaican.
What can go so? What? You know, I met Ed Boy today for the first time. Yes, I met Ed Boy today. Ed Boy is in Portland.
Wow.
Yes.
Boy, he have a wealth of knowledge.
It was a pleasure meeting him.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
But listen to me. After tomorrow night, at about 8 o'clock, you know, tomorrow.
Tell her! Freedom!
You know,
Free at last!
We will start refer to Marky G as Prime Minister-elect.
Yes, I. Marsh,
yes.
I'm going to talk to Ralston here.
Yes, man. That's the voice I love to hear. Tell him to fire, saying I hear him up. You hear, sir?
All right, bless up.
Use the word fire.
Yes,
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Free at last. You know, long we've been asking for this. And he finally fly the gate. Election 2025. Time come for a new direction. Time come for the resource of the country.
Hello?
Wagwan Raleigh.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
How things?
Yeah, man.
Well, Raleigh, we're looking at election for tomorrow, but we see the Prime Minister draw a new gear. He's going to increase the minimum wage by 100% gradually within his first term.
Mm-hmm.
How will that affect Jamaican? A lot of people are celebrating that they will be earning more money. Is it a celebratory moment?
No, I don't say about it celebrating because I work with the people and they know, say, all of the agencies now, all of the private sector people now, telling the people about the disaster that would happen. So nobody's celebrating. The trade unions are not celebrating. And the private sector people who are going to pay that money. Many people believe it is the government that is going to pay the money. It's the private sector operators that are going to pay that money. None of them is smiling. So you see all of the organizations, Jamaica Chamber of Commerce, Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association, the people from the knowledge-based outsourcing sector. All of those people are warning the people about the layoffs or the price increase and the inflation that will accompany that. Because you can't just get up and raise wages without an improvement in productivity. Additionally, the Prime Minister in a dictatorial way bypass what we have a minimum wage advisory board, which is made up of people from the private sector, trade union movement, and academia, and announce the thing unilaterally. So nobody is celebrating. And I believe that backfired on the Prime Minister.
So you are saying that protocol dictates that if when you're going to increase the minimum wage, there's an organization put in place. When was this board put in place, Raleigh?
That place was put in place from 2012.
2012. That was under the Andrew Wellness administration or under the Portia Simpson Miller?
Portia Simpson, because the Peter Phillips and those people believe in structures and institutions. There's a branch of economics that we call institutional economics.
Yes.
That says how important institutions are to economic development. The Prime Minister doesn't believe in all those things. He believes in dictatorial things. So it just bypass the institution the way he wanted.
But
and it backfired.
In his last budget presentation, he put on what, $1,000 on the minimum wage?
Precisely, and that will show you the sloppiness of the situation, because many people are saying we are not even finished dealing with the $1,000 that you put on recently, and now you come and just bypass the commission and jump into another 15% increase in year one.
Raleigh, teachers, nurse, police, doctors, a lot of civil servants do employ one helper here and there and pay them minimum wage. What would have to happen for a teacher, a nurse, a police officer to maintain the helper with this kind of increase?
But you can't give them 9% over a 4-year period and then give the helper an increase of 15% in year one. They'll have to send home the helper or tell the helper to come on the day's work. And by the way, in case the Prime Minister never know, there are between 58,000 and 100,000 helpers in Jamaica.
What about the man who threw a box in a Mr. Chin place and the cashier, because most of those people earn minimum wage?
So Mr. Chin, I said, me not afford it. So there are 245,000 persons working with Mr. Chin in that category. Those people, significant portions of them would have to go home to.
But isn't it a fact that Mr. Chin will have to raise the price for the goods he sells?
If him decide, even if him say him have to raise the price and him have to send home most of them.
So what
it means more inflation, more unemployment, and higher prices and more,
That would drive inflation to about where, Raleigh?
Well, I mean, would exceed the 5%, would have more ahead like 8-10%. And that would have put the central bank under more pressure to mop up more liquidity, because tomorrow they might mop up 19 billion in liquidity in order to stabilize the dollar. So that will get them busier.
The base rate has already declined by $17 million this year.
Yep.
Billion, sorry. 17 billion with a B. That's the amount of money in circulation. It's $17 billion less than last year. What does that say about an economy? You have less money in the economy than the year before.
It means that the economy is shrinking or stagnating, because money is a medium of exchange. So it means that less money means less exchanges are taking place, less purchases are taking place. Less purchases mean that the economy is shrinking.
The Prime Minister said that they have had good fiscal management, Raleigh. Is that true?
Well, they regard fiscal management as bringing down the debt to GDP. People like real economists like John Maynard Keynes believe that good fiscal management is not only reducing the debt, but it's also leading to a situation where you create the highest levels of employment possible and social equity. So it means that good fiscal management would mean that you bring down the debt while you're investing in infrastructure, you're investing in education, you're investing in healthcare, because all those things are funded from the budget, which is the center of fiscal policy.
The Jamaican economy over the last decade have grown by just 0.8%. How then you can have that kind of growth, but at the same time say you have managed the economy well? Can those two things work together?
No, they are not. They are not consistent, because the primary objective of macroeconomic policy is to improve the standard of living of the people. So grow the economy and improve the quality of life of the people. That has not taken place. What has taken place is that they have continued the reduction of the debt and at a faster pace than was necessary. As a result of that, they were not able to invest in infrastructure. So you see the mad scramble. They never invested enough in healthcare and they wasted a whole lot of the money, bad fiscal management, and all of those things. That's why they are in the position that they are, that the Prime Minister has to be so desperate to come with this gimmick in order to try to get re-elected. If they were managing the country properly, he wouldn't be so desperate to get re-elected.
The Prime Minister tried to compare Jamaica's minimum wage to Barbados. Can there be a real comparison based on Barbados' GDP per capita and Jamaica's GDP per capita? Can you really compare?
No. And again, it shows the Prime Minister's lack of understanding of both domestic and international economics. The Barbados' per capita GDP is $25,360. Guyana is $29,000. Trinidad is $19,000.
Hold on, Ralston. And the GDP per capita, my listeners and viewers, mean the average Bajan worker earns $25,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
The average Jamaican worker earns what? $7,000 a year?
$7,000, yeah, man. Yep.
$7,000 a year.
So that was just madness.
And the Prime Minister is saying that our minimum wage not reached to Barbados standard yet.
Yes. Grenada is also 11,000 and change. All those countries are ahead of Jamaica in terms of per capita GDP.
So we are only ahead of 80.
80, which is 2,000 and change.
But Raleigh, I said to my listeners and viewers a while ago on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4, that when you get to a stage where your minimum wage reach $32,000, it shows that your economy is really in dire straits.
Yeah, man.
I also said to them that when a country start have $1,000 note and $2,000 note and $5,000 note, it also says something about your economy. Explain that for me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because it means that you have to get bigger notes because prices are moving so fast. So you need bigger notes. It's an indication that inflation is extremely high.
No, Raleigh, my view, because some people are saying you want minimum wage to stay at $16,000 forever.
No, that's not right. That's an uneducated view. One would have to be very obtuse to say that. What we're telling the people is that your wages must be backed by your productivity, or it is not going to be sustainable, and you are going to lose your job, right? So it's not that people don't want to make money. People want to make money in a sustainable way. But the only way you can make money in a sustainable way is to become more productive. So what the Prime Minister should be talking about is the strategy to accelerate economic growth and export. You can't get rich in Jamaica by selling to yourself, 2.5 million people. You have to go outside of the world and go look money. And the only way you can do that, we call it in a nice term in economics, exporting.
And import less. What about importing less?
Yeah, and import less. Import substitution. So you have to export more and you have to produce more for import substitution. So common sense. You can't stay in your house and sit down every day and get rich. You have to go to the road and look money. Similarly, Jamaica have to export more if you want to get rich and afford that kind of minimum wage. And the only way you can do that is to invest more in the training of your people, invest more in research and development, invest more in your infrastructure. It's all about growth, productivity, and growth. Simple. Because you have to make quality goods for the rest of the world to want them. Additionally, Jamaica has a low-hanging fruit. Brand Jamaica, everybody in the world wants brand Jamaica. So you have to big up the creative industry if you want to go out there and make money quickly on a sustainable basis.
I want to tell you about the creative industry and the possibilities, Raleigh. But before I get there, how can we strengthen the power, our spending power? Because I am explaining to some people that, listen, $16,000 is way more than $6,500. But back in 2015, the $6,500 could give you more in your basket when you go to the supermarket than what the 16,000 can give you now. Explain that for us.
Well, money is only a medium of exchange and a standard of store of value. So if inflation accelerates, it means that your money will buy less. And that is how we talk about productivity. You have to produce more efficiently. And the only way you can produce more efficiently is through education and training, more investments in research and development, better transportation systems, better infrastructure. Because the people who don't understand economics, when they talk about productivity, they only talk about labor. But
Yes.
not only labor, the private sector must invest more in research and development. Private sector must invest more in new technologies. You have to have a proper public transportation system so that people are not locked down in traffic for hours, because time is also very important to productivity. All those things we need to do. But what this administration did over the last 10 years was concentrated on debt reduction.
Yes.
And sold the people that debt reduction alone is good economic management. And some of the sloppy analysts them supported them on it.
A listener is saying, Noel Reed, if your wages should match your productivity, what about those minimum wage workers who are getting less than they deserve? Who determine a rise in their wages? Someone has to stand for that.
Yeah, but someone can just get up and stand for that like the Prime Minister did and say, boy, watch me. I'm going to just raise it. The workers have to get organized. So that would be something that their trade union representative would have to deal with through the process of collective bargaining. That is why we have trade unions, collective bargaining. And that is why one of the major objectives of macroeconomic policy must be to enforce the country's labor laws. So we move away from this exploitative contract system. Yeah?
And one of the very important thing in that question is that if you are really producing, then you should be able to claim higher wages. And that's what Ralston has been saying. The higher wages have to come based on production.
Yeah, man.
Can't be based on politics and gut feelings.
Yep, simple.
So we have to look deeper, because if it is just saying to people, pay more, but you're not producing more. Just like what we're having now, Raleigh, we have low unemployment, but poverty rising, because don't believe what they're telling you about poverty. It's not true, because if food security is 55%, 55 people 55%, out of every 100 is facing food insecurity. How can poverty be at 8.3%?
No, that don't make sense.
So we also have to understand those metrics, that some of the things that we've been told by this administration just not adding up.
Yeah, man.
So
and that is part of, yeah, go ahead.
No, you will finish up that point.
And that is another problem that we have to solve. You know, the whole thing about the trampling on institutions, the institutions that we have that are supposed to be independent and responsible for accountability. We notice a trampling on those institutions by the Prime Minister. And that's not good for the country.
Why we don't hear we know the agenda of the opposition to grow the economy, but why we are not hearing more about that rally, more about growth, instead we're hearing about promising this and promising that? Why both political parties have not driven the growth agenda to the maximum?
Well, I don't know, but the opposition says that their major policy objective is economic growth. What we are hearing from the governing side is that we are talking about distribution, because raising the minimum wage is a part of distributive economics. You can't distribute what you don't produce. Right. And maybe because the administration wasn't focused on growth over the last 10 years, they don't know how to grow the economy, because we're not hearing anything from them in relation to growth. Remember, they came up with 5 and 4. So although they said that Dr. Phillips destroyed the economy, they got such a good economy that they told us that they'd grow it by 5% in the 4th year of their administration in 2016.
Why isn't that failure spoken about more?
I don't know. It's part of the kind of built-in bias in relation to the current administration. So a lot of people are afraid to talk these things, although it's a reality. They just pretend that it never happened. Similarly, they pretend that the P bird between 2000 and 2012 never happened either.
Yeah.
That's why Dr. Phillips had to come out the other night and remind the people that it happened.
Ask Ralston, where did the Prime Minister get the job stats from if the census was not completed?
That is why it's so wild, because I don't know where he got it from, but I know that starting tells us that 1.4 million people were working in March of this year, and almost 60% of them were getting the minimum wage. Right, some 250,000 persons in the agricultural sector, 245,000 in the wholesale and retail sector, read Mr. Chin.
Yeah.
We had some 58,000 to 100,000 household helpers, almost 25,000 security guards, 2,700 to 3,000 gas station attendants. All those people are minimum pay wage people who would be affected if these things were implemented.
So that sounds like almost 500,000 people.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
Is it that the Prime Minister is making an attempt to appeal to those people to vote for him in the election?
Of course, what is a vote by exercise, because what he's saying is not practical. It'll make them lose their work.
So Raleigh, the $11.4 billion give back and the what them call it solidarity program, that has not worked.
That money they done already, man.
Have you?
The money spent that already, man.
Are you aware of how much of that 11.4 was actually paid over? Was actually paid out to individuals?
No, we don't know, because sometimes you have announcement and disbursement is different from announcement.
Right.
We don't know. Then the Ministry of Labour need to tell us how much of that money was disbursed. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, something that we really need to find out. And I hope that the PNP forms the government tomorrow, and we will know all those figures, because there got to be an audit of this economy.
Yeah, man, we want a full account of all of those things.
Raleigh, where is the Jamaican dollar today?
The figures have not come out yet. We'll get them shortly, but we know that the central banks on election day tomorrow, they'll be mopping up another 19 billion. The rate this morning was $160.87. So we don't know what is the rate today yet. But let me just take a look and see what is happening. So, as they say, they'll be back in the market tomorrow trying to mop up their liquidity.
So we continue to mop up liquidity, meaning that we are taking out money out of circulation.
Out of circulation, which should be in the economy, facilitating production.
What is really happening, Raleigh, when we have to be doing that? The central bank has to be mopping up liquidity, have to be defending the Jamaican dollar with money from the net international reserve. What is really happening when you see all of those? Tell the people.
Well, the rate now is today's rate is $161.02, despite the mopping up exercise. Now, when you use the reserves to intervene in the foreign exchange market, it means that the Bank of Jamaica loses money, and it affects them that way, because when many people don't know, the reserves are not in the Bank of Jamaica. The Bank of Jamaica invests the reserves with the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. You follow me? And we get an interest rate on them. So when you have to draw down the reserves and put it in the foreign exchange market, the Bank of Jamaica loses that interest, and the country loses that.
So you lose money every time you do that.
Every time you do that.
And then some of the time when you do that, the dollar still slide.
Yeah, right now it's still a slide. We intervene for the whole year. We still can bring it back from 161. We're back to 161 now. So it's an exercise in futility. That is not going to change until we start earning more foreign exchange.
Why is it that the government finds it so difficult to head on a path to production? Remember when the Prime Minister came out and said we have to pivot. We have not pivot.
No. There has been no pivoting. Remember, as I was saying, from 2016, them say 5 and 4, nothing is happening. And here's why nothing is happening: because they have never invested enough in the country's human capital. They never invested enough in the country's physical capital, our roads, our bridges, the rural road network, agriculture, the creative industries. Those are things that are going to make us grow. They were just concentrating on debt reduction. That is why Mark Colin now says that now we have the debt at almost 62% of GDP. We can relax and grow the economy.
Yes.
Yep.
Ask Ralston if any government has ever taken future money to run present budget, does that make good economic sense?
Doesn't make good economic sense. We did it a couple times in the 1980s. Yeah, doesn't make good economic sense. It's just like you drawing down this year's salary, yeah, next year's salary now. So you have a problem next year.
So is it that the cupboard is getting bare, Ralston, because
the cupboard is getting bare. Right now, tax revenues are running at 1.5 billion below budget.
1.5 billion below budget.
Below budget, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tax revenue.
Yeah,
so let's look back on two more of the promises, Ralston. The 3.5 from the PNP that they said that when we get the debt down to 60% debt to GDP come down to 60%, will free up some money. But the government is also saying that they are cutting income tax from 25% down to 15%. You are saying that is going to cost $135 billion. That will come to a shortfall. When is it that we're going to look at all of these and say, no, we have to stop here, and the primary thing to do is to grow the economy?
Well, we have to immediately, we should be doing that already. Immediately, we have to start putting in place measures. So whoever comes in have to start putting in place measures to grow the economy. What will happen is that when you bring the primary surplus, the debt to GDP to 60%, that would free up money, and you need to invest that money properly. So apart from giving the people some more money to spend, you need to also build out your infrastructure. You need to provide incentives to the private sector to invest in R&D, new technologies, and all of those things. You need to drive the creative industries. You need to drive the agricultural sector. So it's a combination of two things. You'll have more revenues, so you need to invest more in your people and your infrastructure and in your industrial capacity to drive growth. So you give them more money to spend, and you're growing the economy so that they can spend the money in the economy rather than using it to fund the imports and big up the Chinese economy and the American economy and the Brazilian economy.
No, Raleigh, with all of that said, how much informed is the Jamaican people looking at this election tomorrow? Because the Prime Minister constantly driving in their head that we are managing the economy well. We know they are not, but how informed is the Jamaican people?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. Based on my going around the place, more of the people on the street understand more things now, primarily because of programs like this and other programs. So the people are not as foolish as the Prime Minister and his crew and the apologists who call themselves analysts believe. The people are wising up. Remember, the people have them phone, them follow your thing on the phone, and them follow other things on the phone. So when you see the people on the street, nobody not glad about the minimum wage and them thing there. People are read them thing there and know say, yo, I lose the work. So them thing they can't fool. If you notice the majority of the trade union leaders too. Also I tell them people, say, yo, we don't really respect this thing because the man them never come talk to we and all of them thing there and we never lose the work. So the people them understand them thing there. So them little trick they can't work again.
So that now carry the people them go nowhere. No.
The people them get more sensible to economics right now. Give thanks to the digital revolution started by Philip Paul them time there.
Yes. Raleigh, anything you want to add this evening that we have not touched on?
Well, what we want to see, so apart from the whole thing about transferring money from A to B, we want to see a national export strategy. Yeah, that will enable us to export more because you can't get rich by selling to yourself in Jamaica or by transferring resources from taxpayer to another taxpayer. We need to be exporting more. So we want to see an export plan, which includes agriculture, the creative industry, renewable energy, so an export and import substitution plan or a foreign exchange plan to earn and save foreign exchange. Which would include diversifying our trading partners to include CARICOM, to include Central America, to include Latin America, to include Asia. Where Michael Mann used to talk about South-to-South trade when they used to fight against him in the 1970s, because those things are a reality now. So we get bogged down and only listen to the thing in Jamaica. Right now as we speak, Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, Narendra Modi, they are meeting in China, developing a new strategy. Yeah. So we need to be looking at those things and looking at those people because they have big markets and they have great demand for some of the things that we are producing, particularly brand Jamaica.
But Ralston, why is government afraid of investing in these things that we talk about every day? We talk about agriculture, our coffee, our cocoa, our ginger, our culture and creative industry, the global logistics. Why the government over the last 8 years, 9 years, with the base, the foundation that they got, why did they head on into that, invest money into those areas?
Well, my thing, I'm following the thing for a long time. They don't understand the international economy. That is one thing. And like with agriculture and the creative industries, remember there's some nice brown man from uptown control them industry there.
Yeah, but if we grow those, more money would come into the country. Would be exporting and earning big returns, earning US dollars.
Yeah, that is if you have the country as a major focus. What you have is a crony system, as Mark Golden talk about. So as long as we, the cronies, are in charge, we don't really care about nobody else. We just come and give them some handout and say, hold this, hold that, hold that. And when election time come, we promise them and say, yeah, no, raise the minimum wage and them things. Go and hold on that. That's the strategy. Give some cement, give some block, and give them things. And not talk about development.
But the country will crash.
Well, that's the point. So that is the decision that the people have to make tomorrow, whether they want a crash or whether they want the country to develop in line with the changing dynamics that are taking place in the international economy. Because as we speak, big changes are taking place in the international economy.
Definitely, and America is not the place anymore.
No, they are being isolated. That's the point I'm making to you. Yeah.
And
so we need to be looking south. We need to be looking south. Yeah.
But why are we afraid? Or is
I don't know.
Or is it just people just deaf and dumb? Because if it's grab, you look for grab. If there's more to grab.
Yeah, man.
So why are we sitting down holding on to scarce benefits and spoils? The little spoils, not much.
Yeah, man, we need a broader vision than that. We need people that have broader vision who understand the international economy, who understand social equity, who understand justice and all of those things. That's the kind of vision that we need. The current vision is not working. We need a new Jamaica, yeah, that fits in with what is taking place internationally, because big changes are taking place internationally and we need to be looking south. And we have all of the goods and services that the people in the south want. So we need to be focusing on that.
We've been telling people, Ralston.
Export, yeah?
We've been telling people that we can export culture.
Yeah.
And the amount of money that is there to be made.
There's nobody in the world that can compete with me on those things. And the new people are going to run the world. Those are things that they want from us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we are good at. And people crave Jamaican culture, but we sit back and we're not giving it to them. Well, we know that Mark Golden is ready to do that.
Yeah, man. American dominance of the world is over, you know?
Yes.
Over. Yeah, over. Yeah, so we need to be looking south. Asia, Africa, Latin America, Central America. Yeah.
Africa is a massive market.
Yep.
Billions of people.
Yep.
But we refuse to even export what we have that people wait upon.
There's nothing that Jamaica has to export that is more in the international demand than the creative industries. Yeah?
But
if you were some nice brown man from uptown, you'd get all of the support that you need.
An industry that is valued at $3 trillion annually.
Yep.
A little country in so much demand. 1% of that 3 trillion we want in our people.
Yeah, man.
If we make 0.5, that is still $15 billion US annually.
Yep. And you know, Colin,
yeah,
that alone could pay 2 times for what we are importing now. Because imports are programmed at 7 billion last year, 7 billion and change. So you see the massive trade surplus we could have.
Right.
Jamaica would have to run up and down every day.
But watch this rally. 0.25 is 7.5 billion.
So we could have covered the import bill easily.
We could have covered the import bill and not touch where we are exporting agriculture, where we are earned from tourism and remittance.
And remittances, yeah. Yep.
So I hear the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance say that we'd have to grow the economy by 8%. 8% is possible.
Yeah, man.
It may be difficult, but it is possible.
Hold on. And it's not true that we have to grow the economy by 8% to achieve what Mark Colin is talking about. That's a lie. That's not true.
Talk to us about that. That.
Because what we're saying and what the man is saying, I tell you that them don't understand. And that is why Dr. Peter Phillips had to come out the other night. There is a certain relationship after they mash up the country. I could go back to brass tacks.
Yes.
Yeah. After they mash up the country, I'll get locked out of the international capital markets in 2011, 2012. When we re-engage with the IMF, there's a certain relationship between what we call the primary surplus. So, listeners, when you hear about the primary surplus, it is the amount of money we have to put on to pay the debt. You follow me?
Yes.
Yeah. The bigger the debt, the more money you have to put on to service it. So when you bring down the debt close to the 60% of GDP, you have less money that you can put aside to service the debt. So you can put more of your money to do other things.
Right.
You follow me?
So how much is it? How much is it we are asked to put aside now to pay the debt?
The primary surplus right now is about 6% of GDP, coming from 7.5% of GDP. You follow me?
And when we get down to 60%, what would
it get less? It get less.
So it'd be at about 5%.
Yeah, 4.5% of GDP. Now, what want the people them to know when them come to them foolishness? GDP is programmed at 3.482 trillion. Therefore, 1% of GDP is 34.8 billion. You with me?
Yes.
So when you bring the debt to GDP to 60% from which part with debt now, you free up over $70 billion.
2.5%.
Yeah.
Close to 3%.
Yeah. That's about $76 million you have freed up. You with me?
Yes.
The man them thing cost $55 billion. Nigel Clark's own analysis. 1 million, 15 billion per million. So when you move it to 3 million. Yeah, 3 million is 45 billion.
Yeah.
3.5 million is $52 billion. Yeah?
Yes.
So that's a lie.
So you don't need to be growing by now 8%. And once you bring down the debt to GDP to 60%, you will free up over 70, close to $90 billion.
Right. And that is why we always tell the people, you see, when Nigel gone, them crash. Because even those figures that Nigel Clark left, them never consult them. You with me? Because those are Nigel Clark's own figures that are laid out in the budget presentation. Additionally, their thing now, total tax revenues were projected at $949.5 billion in Nigel Clark's budget that he leave for favor.
Yeah.
Income taxes were projected at $339.5 billion at a rate of 25%. You follow me?
Yes.
Follow the math. Now, if you divide 339.5, you will see that a 1 percentage point reduction in the income tax rate, we'd have to give up $13.58 billion. So if you give up 10 percentage points, multiply that by 10.
13.58 by 12 by 10.
10, you get over $130 billion, almost $135 billion.
No pro box maths around here.
Yeah, no, none of that. Yeah.
No pro box maths. So their giveaway would cost over $135 billion.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't be able to afford it.
No, and that is why them switch now, because them just ain't again the traction, and that is why them switch now and come and say, oh, all right, we'll double the minimum wage. Because them say that again the traction and that I get battered. So them just switch now and say, all right, we'll double the minimum wage.
And if you double the minimum wage, a KFC meal deal or a big deal price is going to double.
Then must, man.
The pound of
not
chicken.
A one-to-one relationship, but the price have to go up.
The pound of chicken, and it might go up even more.
Yeah.
It might more than double.
Yeah, man.
Because the pound of chicken that you now buy for $400 is going to cost you $800.
Yeah, man. And a significant portion of the 800,000 people who are getting minimum wage will have to go home.
Them are going to lose them work.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
But if these people should maintain their work, Raleigh, then teacher pay would almost have to double too.
Yeah, man. Everything would have to go up, man. That would be a worse. That create a massive inflationary spiral.
So why when the Prime Minister increased teachers' salary by 20%, him never compare it to Barbados and carry it up more? Tell her. Why never compared? Why when him increase FEM's salary, him never compared? How much the Barbados Prime Minister earn per year, Raleigh?
Much less than him. Prime Minister, the highest paid Prime Minister of the Caribbean.
Who?
Jamaican Prime Minister, the highest paid Prime Minister in the Caribbean.
Wow.
And Jamaica one of the lowest per capita GDP in the Caribbean. Massive imbalance.
So the space between the political directorate and the average citizen, the gap has widened immensely.
Yeah, man. Compared to the rest of our Caribbean neighbors. Yeah, man. Additionally, now for the apologies.
Yeah,
who will have apologized. You believe that the PSOJ, Jamaica Manufacturers Association, the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce, the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association, the Knowledge Process Outsourcing Industry Association, you believe they are against the government?
They did what?
You believe, no, I talk to the apologists. Do you believe that they're against the government?
Oh, because they come out and say this thing can't work. But Raleigh, you mentioned an important sector there, the tourism sector.
Yeah.
Oh, the hotel, what would happen to our hotels if you raise minimum wage to $32,000 a week? That means the hotel would have to increase them price.
Yeah, man, and as them increase them price, them will come on competitive, so the tourism industry would crash. The president does tell you a while ago, man, the president does step on, the news I tell you, that's why I tell the apologists, go read what the man them say. And those people are not anti-government.
No,
yeah.
but so, it would damage their business and damage the country's economy.
Yeah, man, because tourism is the second largest foreign exchange earner. The net flows from tourism was $1.76 billion US dollars last year. So that's going to be significant damage.
Yes.
So, yeah. So for the apologists who believe we're fighting against the man, them man are them friend, and them man are say, oh, crash the man, I plan to crash your business. Yeah.
Raleigh, big up yourself, my brother, and give thanks.
Yeah, man, every time, man. Blessed love.
We casting our vote tomorrow, sir. Blessings.
Yeah, man. Of course, yeah, man.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. Blessed love.
Ralston, man. None better than him. Political, economical analyst, financial analyst, right here in Jamaica. I say the Prime Minister mad out. Pressure I reach the Prime Minister. The people of Jamaica have seen the failure. The country must grow. Minimum growth we should be having is 3%. This government, for its entire existence, have failed to grow this economy. Hear the next thing. Because you're talking about no new taxes. It is a lie from the pit of hell. 2016, 2017, new taxes. 2017, 2018, new taxes was put on the backs of the Jamaican people. The largest tax package in any 2 years. $32 billion. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio.
Yes, my boss. What go on?
Medea, I fuzz out the truth out of the grass where the Prime Minister plant, you know?
Yeah, may I listen to you. I'm desperate, man. That's why I come with them something there.
Talk to me.
We're not by night, you know?
Well, them Darrell Vaslov said Tom junk, but Tom no fool. I need to understand this. But me know some people are running more yesterday. Don't have West Portland.
A woman send him and their mother.
Far up.
Yeah.
Go look for which. My gosh. Things have changed though. I have said to you all on this program, you know, that West Portland is going to be a surprise tomorrow evening. This time tomorrow evening, it is now 5 o'clock in Jamaica. 6 o'clock in parts of the US.
Lose him seat already, man.
4 o'clock in Alberta, Canada. At this time tomorrow. Worries in the dance. Worries tonight. Tell her.
So I ask a question.
Yes.
Is it that the politician's salary can roll back?
Well, Marky G and the PNP would have to decide to do that. It can be.
Not say everything in about say half.
It can be. I don't know if they're going to do it, but you see, the politicians, them, the lawmakers, them can do almost anything, them can change the law. That's what they are there to do, to make law, man. To amend law, to change laws. So, them can do something about it if they want to.
Yeah, Marky G must roll it back, man. He must do something for people, them.
Well, make we see.
No hoping consider it.
All right, my brother.
And I want again, it's when time.
Hold on. Go ahead. Continue.
If Mo gave it in his speech, he must play the pledge of Jamaica.
Yeah, because him love the pledge, Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart.
Yes, that is a prayer.
Yeah, man.
And when them are open parliament, them sing it too.
Or recite it.
Yeah, recite it, yeah.
Yeah, man.
When that woman might close.
All right, my brother. Big up yourself.
Big up yourself. Yeah, man. Victory tomorrow.
Victory.
Victory.
Yeah, man. Victory is nigh. You're listening to Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Listen to the quality. We're taking your calls on 876-804-7072, 305-654-7944. Those are the numbers to call to talk to me. It's the day before election. Who no think I go win? Which seat you think will spring the surprise tomorrow evening? I tell you, no, look out for the two Western Portland, Western St. Thomas. And you want to have Western St. Mary? Look out for those 3 seats. It's going to be a ding-dong battle. Ain't no walkover. I get a little piece of news that there's a lady who is worried. A lady who is worried. And worried because the Rastaman is on the charge. So they say 876-804-7072. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yes, it's a trumpet. The trumpet of the sound.
The trumpet has sounded, my countrymen all. Awake from your slumber and answer the call. Yes, sir.
Yeah, me hear Andrew listen to this thing, and it's not the first me hear him say it.
What?
Him keep boasting. Oh, the minimum wage has moved from 6,000 to 16,000. He has been boasting about it. But one of the things when him not talk is the fact that the minimum wage has moved 2,000 when the minimum was 6,000. Probably a bread was for $100. Now it's $16,000. A bread is like $700.
That's what I talk about.
The reason why the minimum have to go to 16 is because the inflation. If prices never did move, probably the minimum wage was still the $6,000. But him keep boasting on the 16 as if nothing else to move. It's only the 16,000 come up and then everything else is still where it was. And I understand to the Prime Minister, him keep doing things where if you listen to him carefully, when him come and say, the minimum wage will be 32,000, a lot of people are running it as if them are going to just push it to 32,000 like that. Well, and then you look at it.
That's what the Prime Minister is making it sound like, and what Ralston just explained, that you have to match that with productivity. If we are not producing, if the worker, if you are saying the worker must get double paid now at the same rate of production, we're going to have a problem. It's not sustainable.
Exactly. Exactly. And why I'm never do the same thing with the teachers then? Why I'm never just say, all right, teachers we're gonna raise your pay, nurse we're gonna raise your pay. Eh? Because the reason why I'm have to do that, Mark Golden have him foot in Andrew Willis' neck.
You
know, the man have
serious?
your neck in him foot in your neck, that's your break for life. So you have to ball out. Minimum wage 32,000.
No. No, Marky G not having foot in his neck, you know. Marky Jew have him in a political. Marky Jew have him in a political chokehold.
Yes.
Him not breathing at all.
But the reality is, it's supposed to, if you don't grow the economy, it don't make no sense.
Right, that's right, my brother.
Yeah?
And that's the biggest failure of the GLP for the last 9 years. Yeah. They have failed to grow. They have not gotten to 2% growth at any time. Exactly. And that is why Jamaica is in dire straits right now.
Exactly. You know, say, remember brethren, you know, at Jamaica, you know, I call him. And him depend, oh, everything will go on good on the country, in a good shape, and Jamaica is at its best. So I look at him and say, that means the Western Union can lock down, man. Him say, yo, what kind of idiot argument that I come up with now?
No. Remittance is actually our biggest foreign exchange earner. So it must ball out when you step on the man to lock down with Western Union. You're mad.
No, because even from knowing him not working on my 50, I never see him work it. I remember from my youth.
What?
And him live off a foreigner. We make a little thing here, make a little thing. What am I talking about? And then the Prime Minister said, hey, almost everybody at work. Come here, the Prime Minister will know. The unemployment rate is at 3%. It's as if almost everybody is working. So
but Carla,
when tell me that, the man vexed, the man say, what
Carla,
can I just thought that?
Andrew Holness said that they did an internal poll. And in the top 5 issues that the people want to address in Jamaica is joblessness. Andrew Holness said that. He said they did an internal poll. And in the top 5 is joblessness. Yet, he's bragging about the lowest unemployment. But what they are not telling you is that there's about 500,000 people who should be in the workforce who is not counted because they say that they're not looking for a work because they're not working for minimum wage. They're not going to be underemployed. So, no make them fool you or even try to school you. No.
And one thing though, one thing I like to say before we go, but I'll implore all PNP go out early and vote. If you the earlier the better. And you can't wear like a plain shirt. You don't have to wear no colors if you feel like. Because some people might not want to buy the brand name, you know. And if you even have to wear a green shirt, but make sure you put your X beside the head. You understand?
Yeah,
no matter where you wear it still.
You're not have to wear no green shirt. You can just go vote.
Put
your X.
You usually use a style, you know. When we there in Jamaica, I have a labor rights friend. I put on green shirt, you know. I'm going at the, but when I'm going at the police station, you know, say, I'm PNP. Nobody know where you vote for. But wear your plain clothes, go out early. As the polling station open, just try and be there. Because if every PNP come out early and do them things, bring a friend, carry your neighbor, carry your family. You know, come there and I call all of my little comrades them and all of who are going to vote tomorrow. I tell me, boy, a PNP, you know, a PNP we have vote for, you know? Somebody that like, you have to get a change. You can't have one man around the country, so. And if they do good, you just say, okay, but him around the country and people still are suffer. And them are growing in a boast and a paint a false narrative as if everything is going on the country. And every time we call Jamaica, people at them say, Lord of God, nothing now go on, nothing now go on. So we say, well, the Prime Minister says things are growth. The Prime Minister says the country is at its best.
They are also telling this lie that poverty is down to 8.3%. It is a lie from the pit of hell. Not no gosso. 55 out of every 100 Jamaicans are struggling to feed themselves. You hear? That's what the United Nations said.
Me hear Damien say the country grow at less than 1%, but Andrew Ole's account grow over 38%. If he didn't run the country like how he run film account, the country is way, 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 way up. Him alone I get rich and the country I get poor. Come on. You understand me I say to you?
Yes, man. Loud and clear, my brother.
Film house and grow. Film house and grow. So it look like the prosperity I listen to film yard alone.
Big up yourself, my boss. Big up yourself.
Yeah,
give thanks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you something. And this is why I have no doubt when I speak about Jamaica's greatness and how great this country is. We produce great prophets and songwriters. Bob Marley said, bless my eyes this morning. Just sun is on the rise. The way your earthly things are going, anything can happen. We see them blast off on their spaceship. They are living miles from reality. No care for you, no care for me. But some people never really listen. Never really listen to the words of these songs. If you listen to the words of Buju Banton Untold Story, I'm a living while I'm living to the Father I will pray. Only him know how we get through every day. With all the hike in the price. While our leaders play. Opportunity a scarce commodity. Listen to our creatives and you will see and understand. Colin, minimum wage is a priority. Reason being the base of the electorates are earning that. So those people should stand up. Those people should stand up and cause the change. You see, one of the things where we talk about is what Jamaica is suffering. A low tech, low growth, low income economy. We need to turn that around to a high growth, high tech, high income economy. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. You're live on Caribbean Radio HD.
Yes, Colin, evening.
Blessings, my brother.
You see, what some of them people at Jamaica, especially labor rights, keep running up them out. And I keep telling them that look at the labor rights have a downstream set of people in that country. Because they can't think and think critically. If you're not producing and you can't have you're not doing an export, how you expect to have those hell of a raise? How is a police, a teacher, a nurse, a civil servant going to pay a household help $128 out of their monthly salary? Ridiculous. Makes no sense. And I keep telling people about brain drain. And everybody thought, I said to a friend of mine, and I said, listen, when a teacher leaves, the educational system is affected. When a nurse leaves, the health sector is affected. When a civil servant leaves, the entire system is affected. Some of them don't realize that sometimes even although one person leaves, that one person can affect the economy more than one way. For example, I tell a man, and I tell you, I had to leave, although I still have my house in Jamaica, and me have business in Jamaica. I am a qualified teacher. So when I leave, the education system is affected.
Yeah, one teacher shot, one more teacher shot.
I have a bachelor's degree in marketing. So when I left, the economy is affected.
Yeah.
I have a master's degree in criminal justice. So when I left, that sector is affected. I have a PhD in business administration. So although I have one person, there's 4 areas that is affected that I could have contributed to.
Right,
and
that add to the brain drain.
Exactly.
And to the low skill and low wage economy. You would be a high wage earner in the country.
Exactly.
So a lot of people don't understand the dynamics of what is happening. And what I try to show people is that this government has squandered the gains. They have not just failed to grow the economy, but they have squandered the gains because they
squandered.
They came in with the possibilities to grow.
Some of the decisions that they make.
Bad
and I hear
decision.
the Prime Minister talk about this decision to make you a Jamaican. That means they're not Jamaican because those decisions they made is not for Jamaica.
Yeah, you made some bad decision that cost us a lot of money. Cornwall Regional is one of the bad decisions that you made.
Oh, like, listen, Colin, don't even enter the health sector. I'm going to give a story. Because I have a lot of my family are nurses and doctors, things remember. My mom spent almost 60 years in the health sector in Jamaica. My eldest daughter, is a HR manager. She just changed her job. It was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And 2 months into her job, she ended up in the university hospital.
Hold the line for me.
Late one Sunday night, early Monday morning. She was diagnosed with appendicitis, which was so acute the doctor recommended immediate emergency surgery. Follow the timeline. 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock Monday morning, she was on a stretcher in the corridor. 10 o'clock Monday the day, she was still in the corridor. 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening, she was still yesterday waiting for her bed. She got a bed, something to 7.
Which hospital is this?
University Hospital.
Whoa.
When I go and I say to them, 10 o'clock, I said, when is the surgery? Nobody could tell me. 2 o'clock in the morning, nobody could tell me. That's 2 in the morning now, you know?
Yeah.
6 o'clock, nobody could tell me. 10 o'clock, nobody could tell me. 12 o'clock, Tuesday, nobody could tell me. And we say, rubbish. This is ludicrous. We went over to the Ronnie Tate ward, which is the private section.
Yes.
And we asked, they said they have space, but they cannot admit her because, one, the doctor has to be affiliated to over there or have permission or an arrangement to do surgery over there. The subsequent Scott said this doesn't make no sense. Start calling private hospitals. We eventually find one, which was near to, and I won't call the name, was near to the university.
Yeah.
We went back over there and said we need to have her discharged. They said we have to wait for the doctor to come and do this. I said, when is the doctor coming? Nobody can say. Hour and a half, nobody can say. Luckily, as I said, we have a lot of doctors and nurses.
Yeah.
So the nurse from the family was there. It's a foolishness. They start taking out the drip and thing from us. You keep what you need to get her to the hospital.
Yeah.
We had to pay an ambulance $25,000 to take her down to the hospital.
35.
Yeah. During the registration, because I said she just started a new job. She was 2 months into the job. So none of our benefits start chipping in like health insurance and everything. They said to her, you have health insurance? I said, no. They said we have to make a deposit of $100,000.
Whoa. You have to put up some money first.
You don't hear anything yet. After we make the deposit and they keep registering her, they said the money for the surgeon who's going to do the surgery, we had to make a deposit of $250,000. Okay?
Yes.
After we do all of that, and they do the thing, they went to the surgery at something 10, the diet. And for 2 days, the family, everybody don't know if they're going to see her again because she was in a coma for 2 days. The doctor, when I talked to the doctor said if we were working 3 or 4 more hours, she should have died because the thing was about to rupture.
Yeah.
Right? She spent 3 days in the hospital. And when the day when she was going to be discharged, in the room, you wouldn't believe, they carried the bill come in our room. And you know what the bill was called? $1.8 million.
Whoa!
$1.8 million. We have the bills. And I have it for 2 reasons. One, I have it to show the state of the health sector in Jamaica.
Yes.
And 2, to show how I could have lost my daughter over the carelessness and the inadequacy of the system.
So if you never have piece of money, you'd have lost her. And the wherewithal to make the connections.
I keep telling people, I say, if you're sick of Jamaica, and it's an emergency, and you don't have any money, you're dead. You are going to die.
Yeah.
You understand? and had injury, insult to injury 3 weeks after she came out. They send us a bill for extra $25,000 that I have to call and customer for them to sue me and not paying it. You understand?
Yes,
so
sir.
when people are there chatting around their mouth, they hear stuff, but when you have the experience, it's another thing. And even my mom, who I tell you spent over 60 years in the health sector, she worked most of it in the Black River Hospital. When she's sick, I went to the Black River Hospital. They tell her she needs some tests, and the test, they don't have any machine to do the test. They have to take her to Savlama. No, Colin, my mom was 95 years old. And you know the state of the roads down there.
Yes.
And to transfer her, go to Savlama for go do the test and come back. When they do the test, they say she'll have bowel obstructions and she have to do surgery. It can't do a Black River. It had to be done in Mandeville or Kingston. In long and short of it, we took her to Kingston where my house is and my daughter.
Yeah.
And as I said, we have doctors in the family. And one of my nephew is at the work at the University Hospital. And they do the thing. The time I was so upset after my daughter stuff, I left and come to the US. And my daughter called me and said, Daddy, I don't want to tell you now, but I have to tell you. I come and I see them feeding grandma because through the surgery she can't eat any solid and she have the bag on her side.
Yeah.
She said, first of all, she go and one day she's all over in filth. And she have to be very upset and call the people and as if they don't care. Like they start giving her attitude. So that particular day she went back up there because she had a meeting with her, because she's an HR manager and she have meetings and she's a part of them negotiating T-bar stuff. She went back up to the hospital and she saw the nurse feeding the lady. And she was pushing the thing down her throat like it running back out her mouth. She not even get like down, give her a chance to swallow the thing.
Rough.
And when she said to her, Grandma, have you taken your medication yet? She said, no. She said, what have you taken this morning? She said, didn't get any this morning. My daughter said, when she started checking around, my mother just heard 2 couple of days ago, she had not gotten any medication for more than a day. And when they keep asking, nobody knows where the medication was until they have to search for it in some cupboard or the other. Then they found out that whatever surgery they did, something went wrong. They had to do another surgery within 3 weeks after that. They had to get upset, call my nephew who's a doctor, and they said, no, get the administrator. And we end up that we had to have a caregiver in the hospital every day to ensure that she changed, to get her medication.
We have to take
her properly.
Yeah, man, we have to take some more call, but thanks for the story, but it just shows that the health system in Jamaica is in tatters. Big up yourself.
Tomorrow is D-Day.
Yes, sir. We have to make a change. One love.
We have to make a change.
One love. We have to make a change. We have to rescue Jamaica. And I want to thank all the people who have paid their plane fare and head to Jamaica to participate in the process tomorrow. Yeah, man. I see a whole heap of people coming down. Lots of foreigners coming down to vote. Time come for a new direction. This is our country, and we can't allow it to run down. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Yes, sir. First time on the program.
Thank you for calling. Don't stay away so long.
Yeah, man. My point is, it's the Chinese. Do they have a permit to change US dollars?
Caller, hold on for me. You have me on speaker, or you have in a headset. You have to change that. Just speak in the phone normally for me.
What I'm saying, do the Chinese, do they have a permit to change US dollars in Jamaica?
I don't know if they have permit. There's still, as far as I'm concerned, there's still the black market in Jamaica. Do you have me on a speakerphone, sir?
Sorry?
You have me on a speakerphone. If you have me on speaker, you have to take me off. Or if you're having a headpiece, I ask that you take it out and speak to me directly through the phone.
I don't have that. The other thing, sir, I've been to hotels to have dinner, like all-inclusive and so on.
You did what?
I went to the hotel.
Yes.
Hotel in Negril, all-inclusive hotel in Negril.
Yes.
To have dinner.
Yeah.
I get a very good service from my waiter, all right? Very good service. I decided to tip this waiter, Reda said he cannot take no tips. I said, why? He said it's against the principle of the hotels. They cannot take no tips. So what? So in a way, I called over supervisor, and supervisor told me that it is not allowed for them to take tips. That's crazy.
I never know that one they say you can't tip your waiter in a hotel.
Yeah?
I was that weird.
Yes, man, I'm telling you.
If
you want me to call the hotel, I can call it too.
No, I don't want you to call it. But when I go to all inclusive, I tip my waiter them. I walk with change in my pocket for tip my waiter them. And waitresses. I was that weird that. I'll check it out though. All right?
Okay, sir.
Thanks for the call. 876-804-7072. Good evening. Welcome to Caribbean Radio. 97.9 HD4. Go ahead, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bell.
Good afternoon.
Boy, me in distress because I don't know if our people that rely on in Jamaica all these years to give us accurate information, they refuse to. And I'm going to say people, I'm talking like the JMA people, them, the Employers Federation, the Employers Federation, BITU, PSOJ, BOJ governor, you go on. Is it that they are disingenuous, they are hypocrites?
What are you talking about?
Or they are done. And I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about now. I hear the beating up on the PNP about their proposal for the reduction in the income tax. That's going to cost.
You mean the increase in the income tax threshold? Yeah.
Increase in the threshold that they say going to cost. I think the highest figure I've heard is 70 billion. Whereas I'm not hearing them talking about what the JLPs proposed reduction from 25% to 15%, which is a 40% of the amount for the budget. It's going to cost 130 billion, and I don't hear none of these people pushing back. I don't hear none of them pushing back, Mr. Bell.
It is something that we talk about here, something that I speak to Ralston about. It is something that I look at in the debate.
Thank God for you guys. That's why I know these type of people who skirt around it. All they're talking about is what PNP are going to do. They don't see that the JLP's proposal is more than twice what the PNP is saying.
Yeah, man, and they didn't ask any question about that in the debate.
No, from Andy Pavel says, oh, the technical state is 25 billion. I'm surprised that they never follow up and ask her where. I mean, only Julian tell us they're pro-box math.
Well, guess what? Andrew Ole said this idea of increasing the income tax threshold is his picnic. So finally, PNP get to grab something from Andrew. The amount they have taken from us. Andrew said the first thing see a man a rundown jacket. And Andrew is the man who come out and say I'm the best baby father for ideas.
Yes, I remember that. I'm just concerned that after this proposed large amount, because while the Prime Minister can come out and talk about this promised increase now for minimum wage,
yeah,
because we realize that people buy into what they have said that it's only going to cost 25 billion for the income tax thing. Because if you're to add that 135 billion plus now to go find increase the wage bill, and all these people skirting around and oh yes, and livable wage and whatever, they need to go realize that if you implement that income tax reduction, it's going to cost the country 135 billion.
I guess a lot of people realize that it's not feasible. It's just pure talk, empty talk. Chris Campbell, hold on there. Let me just say good evening to Chris Campbell. Good evening to Vernica, Gail, Sister Maxine, Sister Tanya, Donnet, Brother Watto. Good evening, everybody. Thanks. They are in the chat room kicking up a storm.
Okay. As I said, the government taking all of us. They think all of us done.
Well,
all of us done,
well, make us see if more done than more were bright tomorrow.
And these people are not talking about the 135 billion. They're only sitting and looking at the PNP's own that is going to cost less than half that amount.
They're not, the $35 billion plan is not a feasible plan, so nobody not paying it any mind.
Mr. Bell is 135 billion, not 35.
No.
40% of their estimated collection, and the estimated collection was 300 odd billion.
Yeah, man. It will cost $135 billion if they implement it. So the income tax cut is not a feasible plan. So nobody now really pay it no mind.
That's what you think. People now work out things because even favor ourselves, no look like you understand how them arrive at that.
Well, as I don't think it got any traction. So that's why the Prime Minister drafted the 32,000 minimum wage.
But you know, but I tell you, say, I one replace the other. You understand me? I say, just I try catch at straw. Anyway, let me leave it for somebody else to call in.
Yeah, man. I'm desperate. He might catch at straw. Drowning man catch on to a straw. The Prime Minister is catching on, grabbing at straws. But who will win the election tomorrow, Chris? And by how many seats? We want to know. Who are going to win the election tomorrow? I am saying the PNP will win 42 seats. 42 seats. The PNP taking tomorroorrow to the GLP's 21. What an evening it is going to be. 876-804-7072. And of course, if you are in the US, you can call me on 305-654-7944. You're listening to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio HD. Wow, now it's a PNP gone with 55 seats. That would be a landslide. Jeffrey Worrell said 42 seats. Antonio, the Prophet, said 55 seats. Andrea Burke said 47 seats to the PNP, nothing less. Jamaican said 47 to 16. Let's be clear, Jamaica. It was a big mistake hiring the wife and the husband to run the entire parish. You will never get a fair share of the deal. Never their money. Never their money grabbers. Hallelujah. Kaiki said 43 seat. Veronica said 48 seat. Ivan McGregor said 51 seat. Andrew Mack said 53 to 10. Peter Phillips and Mark Golden in 2013 increased the threshold from 400,000 to 500,000. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good evening, Colin. How are you doing?
Junior, enter. Wagwan.
What's up? What's up?
Boy, we there get ready for tomorrow, you know.
Well, what you call tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Decision Day, Freedom Day.
No, man. Tomorrow is Emancipation Day.
Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind.
What a tune.
Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop the time. When I reach this yet?
You heard about the tsunami in St. James on Sunday?
Oh my gosh, what a crowd.
I spoke to a friend of mine. We were in the town the day when Fidel Castro came.
Yeah.
And he said to me that the crowd was bigger.
Oh? The crowd Sunday was bigger than when Fidel came?
So the crowd right Sunday a bigger crowd than the one that Castro gets when he come up here.
Is it bigger than 50,000? Our 50,000 strong can rang?
I was there that night and he said that it's bigger. You know Moby?
Yes, I have an idea.
All right, let me give you a little idea.
Yeah.
the main road that go through the town is St. James's Street.
Right.
Right? Though the crowd went all the way up to city center.
Oh.
That's past the library and go on. That is a couple chain well enough.
Yes, yes.
And the crowd went all the way up Market Street.
Wow.
Which is on the other side.
So how much people you thought they had there?
Him never give me no idea. Him not that efficient with assessing a crowd.
Oh, okay.
But whether or not the crowd came from all over Western Jamaica.
Well, it was a national rally, you know, so
crowd.
the crowd could have come from all over Jamaica.
Yeah, it's a massive crowd. And he said what him realized in the crowd, because he was in there.
Yeah.
Him said there were a large amount of young people in the crowd. And these are somebody who are my age. So he would know basically what the crowd looked like. The demographics of the crowd.
Yes.
Was more a younger crowd than an older crowd. Which means something. Because you remember say
so the younger people are now gravitating to the PNP. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it will look that way.
I am seeing that here. I am seeing that here in Portland.
So it seems to be a wind blowing across the country where the younger people decide that the ideas that the PNP is proposing seem to be more workable.
And then also, Junior, the GLP has failed them.
You can't use fail when you say the GLP, you know. You have to put fail miserably. We're describing them. They fail miserably.
Miserably. All right. All right.
And then what happened now is that the young people now realize exactly what is going on. And what happened is that, remember, you know, they are not patient like us, you know. They can't take the rubbish anymore.
Okay.
Because, all right, remember, you know, when we were young, and we saw all those boys living on the hill with them nice car and them nice house. We work hard to achieve it. We try to do well in school and try to see where we can go. But these young people are more cynical. Them say, hold on, but the boy in name bright like me. A thief in thief and get one up. And family thief and make him get one up. So them less tolerant than we were.
Well,
it's a different society now, you know. The young people are not so patient like in our time. But I think what happened to, you know, is the people are fed up with Andrew. Because remember, you know, Andrew came into power and he was nothing like what I'm have now with the West. And the young people look at him and them cynical about it. Because I never know say you can start with 2 taxi and buy boat.
I mean a space taxi.
Okay, all right, no problem.
So Crawford I tell people say if you tie them goat until they can tie them boat. Then if you can raise goat for tie boat, why you can't have taxi if turn millionaire or billionaire?
But what happens is that if you even follow Crawford, they would follow right because you will take a while for you to achieve that.
Yes.
But if you follow the rules to 100 you can achieve it in a shorter time. Can know every shortcut, you know. Remember, you know, holding SSL and something there, you know. The man
and cash plus.
Them, you know, cash plus.
And get out the money.
And
him say him lose money in
and the man don't run about it.
Him say him lose money in a cash plus, I think.
How much him lose?
I don't. Junior.
We talk.
Hold on, no, don't go yet. Somebody, Andrea said, Colin, remember a lot of other parishes had their meetings on Sunday night. I saw Miranda Wellington having a meeting on Sunday night, and it was massive. It almost looked like Sam Sharp Square.
A friend of mine told me that there was a meeting in Discovery Bay. I work in the St. Anne Bay area.
Yeah.
And he said there was a meeting in St. Anne Bay that never say good neither.
Hey, when I looked at the meeting in St. Elizabeth, I said, no, party leader come here, Soto. It ram.
They look a spot meeting what them had?
Yes.
You saw the one in Northwest Clarendon? The one I was on, I heard it in there was a big, you know, there's a little thing on the place talk, you know.
Listen, let me tell you something. The people them come out and there's a new sheriff in town. But the people in the chat room want you to tell me who going to win the election and how much seat they're going to get.
I am more comfortable by saying about 42.
42 seats.
More, but I believe we might get around 42 based on the calculations that I've been having. I remember to Colin, the party will carry some other seats because of the momentum.
Yes, the momentum will carry some other seats.
Right.
Yes. Well, Junior,
and,
we don't have long for wait.
No, we only have a couple of hours.
Yes, sir.
But by about 7 o'clock tomorrow, we should see a general trend.
Definitely.
I know exactly where we're going.
Definitely.
I think the information should come in a little bit faster than the local government.
Well, it's less seat. The local government is 200 odd seat. This is just 63. So we should be clear by about 10 o'clock. We should know who will form the next government in Jamaica. Thanks, Junior.
I'm a retalk.
Blessings, my brother.
Cool.
You're listening to the Colin Bell Show on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Yeah, man. Christopher.
Well, I said, General.
Wagwan, my brother.
Why I have to call on the eve,
Yes.
I couldn't make the eve pass and not put in my 2 cents, Colin.
Talk to me.
And I talk to my people, my country. Don't make this chance pass us by.
No.
We have to change.
Yes.
We need a change, Colin.
Yes, we need a change. It rough, Chris, the amount of waste. We have to stop government waste. This government has wasted too much money, my brother. Too much.
No, we can't go on like this, Colin.
No.
Robbing and stealing, the prime minister.
Looting.
Either by ignorance. Is in a Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme is a fraudulent financial scheme.
Yes.
How can the prime minister be involved in a Ponzi scheme? And don't know, I don't care. Any means necessary. You got to make money by any means necessary.
Any means necessary, my brother.
What are we supposed to tell young people? If you're doing all of these things, what are you gonna say to them? Be honest when you are dishonest? No, man. No, Colin. We have to change this. And I think the times make some men and some men make the time. I think this is the time for Mark Golden. And I think people are waking up, Colin, because we cannot do anything if we don't have an honest country, a country with low corruption and high educational levels. If we don't have that combination, we're not going nowhere. We're just spinning our wheels. You understand?
Yes.
So I'm going to ask everybody, don't sell your vote because you're not the country at the Maroons up where you're there.
Yes.
And think about all the people that sacrifice so you can get a chance.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We know Darrell Vaz and his ilk don't care about black people. And it's not their history. A Philly history, a black people history. I mean, I say we're all one, but some of us paid a higher price to be on that land. You understand? A Philly ancestor catch hell and still catching hell. And we never get nothing after slavery. So we have to set it for Philly kids them. We cannot do this to them anymore, Colin. I hope tomorrow we make the right choice.
All right, my brother. Give thanks. One love, Chris. Blessings.
All the foreigners
who flew in.
This corrupt government to help us to rescue Jamaica.
So the producer, I don't know if everybody hearing her. She's saying that she want to big up all the people who fly in to come help us rescue Jamaica from this wicked and uncaring and robbing government. Yeah. And who can't come but encourage you out here and make some call and send a little thing. Yeah, Carla, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Blessings, my brother.
Calling from Montego Bay.
How was Montego Bay Sunday night?
Montego Bay was good. But Mr. Bell, one thing I want to tell you. It was an island-wide meeting. Well, I walked to the crowd and I observed the people them, the clothes they was in.
Yeah.
Westmoreland, Trelawney, Hanover, St. James. Most of them was from the four parishes.
Yeah, because really there were other meetings happening around the island.
Okay. Mr. Bell, you know who full up Sunshine Square?
Tell me.
Janice Allen supporters.
No, I hear said Janice Allen is going to spring a surprise election night.
In Montego Bay, it's no surprise.
What you say? Talk to me.
Mr. Bell, in Montego Bay, that's no surprise.
So you are saying that Janice Allen is going to win tomorrow?
Convincingly.
Where this man? How she run against Eli Clark?
Eli Clark, yeah.
And you are saying that Janice Allen is coming home?
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
Well, let me tell you something. I have somebody on that team.
Yeah.
Somebody deep in that team. And like it's tomorrow election, the person said to me, we have surpassed our target.
That's true. That's true.
That's true. The person said we have surpassed our target. And we are on the ground connecting with the voters. And we will return that seat to the People's National Party. I said, what you say? Because anyhow we get 2 out of St. James, more than, and go get 3, it is going to be a landslide. Call the Baku. Yeah?
Andrea Artin is my MP tomorrow.
What you say? No, that is the man. Andrea Artin is your MP tomorrow.
Yes.
How much you might win by?
I can't tell you the number, Mr. Bell, but it will be a landslide.
It is not over until it's over. Go to work. Do the focus and carry to him tomorrow.
Okay.
Bless up. Yeah, man.
That's right.
876-804-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio HD 97.9 HD4. Go ahead, caller. Hello, good evening. We lost the call. Remember me telling you, we're looking at the future of this country. We're looking at a team to manage this country, to build back the education system that has been decimated by Andrew Holness and Ruel Reid and Fieval Williams. We have over 7,000 less students passing mathematics than when the PNP was in power. Those are startling numbers that the Minister of Education has not object to. Damian Crawford said in 2015, 14,800 students passed mathematics. And this year is 7,800 that pass. We can't continue that way. Welcome to Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Good evening.
Evening, Colin. I call from Central Manchester. You're saying I'm the second lady. That's all I'm
There is no second lady, sir. There is only the first lady. Where this man come from? About him, I said, I'm second lady. Who is the second lady? Who is the second lady? They said that there will only be one Crawford in the parliament after tomorrow. So 89 Hope Road might have to be held in Crossroad. Well, it's my intention to be at Hope Road tomorrow night. Tell her! It's my intention. Yes. We must grow the economy. That's the only way this country going to get better and we're going to see a better life. We must grow the economy. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Hey, Colin, what's up, man?
Well, election is tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's what I know, man.
Yeah,
man, I'm calling all the way from Canada, man. Sorry, I can't be in Jamaica for this, but I mean, like, I'm in Canada, and I mean, like, I'll be tuning to your radio.
And you call people and tell them to go vote?
Yes, man.
All right.
Yes, man. I want to big up Isaac Buchanan over there, you know?
Yes, man. Doing well.
Yeah, I understand that. And what's her name again? Sister Allen from Montego Bay.
Janice Allen, yes.
Janice Allen she was on an interview with Andre Stevens.
Yeah.
And I was talking to her because I remember when they was pulling down her flags and her paraphernalia.
Yeah.
And all of those stuff, and I'm telling her, I said, look here, don't let them phase you. Don't let that phase you.
Mm-hmm.
You put there to do a work, go do your job, and don't pay them no mind. Because let me tell you something, a hill that is vulnerable to slide, to send landslide, will always slide.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you be the firm one to clean up all of those sliding that is going on. And you put there for that perfect reason, so don't be fazed by them. You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
Basically, man, I appreciate you, man, putting forward, because I always tune into your radio. And I don't know, I just love to listen. Logic's coming out, you know what I mean?
Thank you, my brother.
What I want to talk about, Mr. Colin, is that the new prime minister bring in a thing they call him the tax threshold. If you can understand what I'm trying to say, the tax.
Yeah, man, that is going to increase the tax threshold. So anybody earning from your earning $3.5 million will not be taxed.
Right.
Anything over that will be taxed at 25%.
Right. Now, I like the way how the PMP strategically bring out their thing and put it in time. There's like them just timing with their thing. Plus, the first thing that I want to say, I'm watching it from the debate from the parliament, then from the debate, then it come down to the manifesto. And on the meeting, they don't miss their cards. The melody was just the same. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The same thing that they speak in the parliament is the same melody they bring on the stage.
Well-run campaign.
Right. They're planting a seed. They keep planting the seed in the people in brain, planting the seed.
Yes.
And they don't miss. If them plant the corn, is the corn them is planting. If them planting the peas, is the peas them plant. You know, you understand what I'm trying to say?
Very well, my brother. Very well said. Let me thank you for the call, though. We're going to run here.
Yeah, but let me just land with this.
Yeah.
This thing with the threshold that the new prime minister made, I can see, because you said it, Andrew Holness is on his back leg right now. He's like him into a ditch.
Yes.
He might try to cut onto a straw to catch. That's why him come with the minimum wage price, but that is too late. Nobody not gonna gravitate to that.
And it can't work that the way he's bringing it forward. It can't work so.
Yes, I'm saying. definitely so. The seed already planted into the people in Jamaica with the 50,000 house that's gonna build for poor people.
And we're not going to charge you for the land when we build it on government land.
Just what say you, son. Who the hell is gonna run away from that?
Yeah, man.
Then the children, them.
Well, Carla, we have to run though. Here we're running out of time because we're coming off. We're coming off at 6 o'clock this evening. So thanks for the call. Final caller. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Colin, I'm glad you get me for the final thing. Because no, this is the last time I will talk to you before the election. And when next I talk to you,
and we're not coming on tomorrow evening.
Okay, so I know the next time I talk to you, it will under the PNP administration. But we don't know the election going to go. Who the JLP is going to have now as opposition leader?
Andrew Holness.
Andrew, he will still be there.
Andrew now resign, man.
It better hand in paper from tomorrow night, because make me tell you something. By 8 o'clock tomorrow night, nobody will be at Belmont Road. They're going home. And they're going to cost him good and proper.
Later, Marsh.
All right,
Later, Marsh. I want to thank everybody who called in. Thanks to Ralston for coming on and explain what that increase in minimum wage would mean to the people of Jamaica. Thanks to everybody at Caribbean Radio. Sister Melrose, I see you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to the people who are in the chat room on Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to Portland Spice TV. Like and share. My people, Jamaica is our island home. Jamaica is our priority. Jamaica has been stagnated for the last decade. The country's economy has not grown for the people to benefit. It is a new day. We need new ideas, new leaders with fresh ideas, with vision to grow the country's economy. If we don't grow this economy, it is more sufferation for our people. I am calling on all Jamaicans to go out and vote. Our foreparents fought for this right. It's a God-given right. Don't follow people who say because you're born in Jamaica don't necessarily mean that you're a Jamaican. Once you were born in Jamaica, you can't be nothing else but a Jamaican. Anything else is on the side. So I said to you, vote for your Jamaicanness. I said to you, ensure that democracy reigns in this country. And anybody who looks like a dictator, we have to vote against them. I want to thank everybody at Caribbean Radio for tuning in. Brother Gary, we have to find something for tomorrow. Of a program that I would want you to play. The program we did Saturday morning. It was an excellent show. So we can do that tomorrow. I have never hid from anybody my political connection. I'm a member of the People's National Party. One of the vice chairman for Region 2 and the chairman for the East Portland constituency. So I will be out there tomorrow playing my part to advance the welfare of the whole human race. I encourage all Jamaicans to go out and vote. Vote your conscience. Don't make anybody intimidate you or frighten you. Don't sell your vote. That is an illegal act that you can go to prison for. So, my people, may the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again, one love. Peace out.